All righty. Good morning. How we all doing? Oh, that's a little crooked, isn't it? Let's fix that guy. There we go. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Last show of the week. I like taking these Fridays off. Actually, it's kind of nice to get a little bit of shut eye after these early morning shows. But happy to have you all here. Today we're going to do a little bit of a, I don't know if I want to call it practice, but a little bit of preview of how I plan to run that $300 challenge. We'll talk more about it in there as we go. Remember though, of course, that we're not here fighting a battle with ourselves, although we kind of feel like we are probably. We're here because we're trying to beat the casinos up, right? Because they exist to beat you up. This is the whole thing, right? And no matter what channel you have, love, watch, whatever, remember this: the casino already has you on the math. There's no way to beat the math of a casino, with two exceptions. Okay, sports betting, arbitrage type betting, and blackjack card counting. Both of those, if you get good at them, you'll be banned, right? So even if you could get an edge, the casino will find a way to get your ass out of there, right? Ban you specifically, bet limit you specifically, or they'll change the rules, like removing surrender and blackjack, like going 6 to 5 or screwing you on the ATS. They'll find a way to make it so you don't have an advantage. Okay. That's the business model. So we're fighting that all the time. And the only tool that you got is your brain. You got your brain, you got me, you got Ken, you got Waylon, you got some other people out there that really care about you, that are trying to find ways to help you through that. Okay. Follow them. Listen to what David at Casino Quest says. The guy's been doing it for 38 years. He's seen everything, right? He's seen everything. We all agree. Some of us are stronger on other points than others, but we all agree, Jeremy included, Joe, Chris Herman over at Sideshow Gamble, everybody agrees on these points, right? You need Bankroll. Without Bankroll, you're really in a rock and a hard place. We're going to talk about Bankroll a lot today. But the way that you manage your Bankroll as a money manager, the way that you use your Bankroll to handle loss or not, the way that you use your Bankroll to leverage into wins, that's the tool that you've got. Everything else is up here, right? Your appetite for risk, how smart you are. Most channels, by the way, focus in on the intelligence piece. They're all trying to educate you in different ways on how bets work, how payments work, how systems work. That's the intelligence piece of it, right? Discipline, goals, and emotions, that all comes from you. That's all internal. That's all how you handle your life at the table. But if you go out there and you're a dumbass, you haven't researched the game, you don't know what your strategy is going to do, you haven't practiced, without the eye, nothing else really matters. Okay. If you got Bankroll and no intelligence, you're going to screw yourself badly. And I was talking to Waylon the other day about this. Waylon gets bent out of shape sometimes, when people badmouth his strategies. Well, what happens often is people don't really watch and really listen and really practice what he's saying. Right. And it comes back sometimes and they spank, I tried a Waylon thing and got my ass kicked. Well, the reason why you got your ass kicked was because you didn't practice it, number one. You don't really understand it, number two. Right? The ways he teaches relies on Bankroll, yes, and the strategy, yes. But there's more to it than that. And if you're watching the videos just to hear him draw on and watch him roll and watch him win, you're missing a big piece of it. That's the intelligence piece. There's a discipline element to that as well, the way that we manage Bankroll. The way that you walk when you're satisfied, the way that you reset things when you're ahead. All of those things play together. It's not just, I saw a thing on YouTube, I'm going to try. The eye is very important here. Okay. Anyway, those are your tools. Every day we're going to lean into something different in some way to try and build up the tool set. That's the goal here. Okay. So with all that said, I got something wrong here. Hold on a second. I got this in the wrong spot. So I'm going to have to go here. There we go. Okay. We're going to talk today. Oh my God. What a mess. What a mess. There we go. All right. Wow. How did that get to be so bad? You know what? I did it again. I just have to move it. Sorry. I have to be that guy. We're going to stop the show midstream, fix the thing, restart the thing. There we go. I just can't have shitty stuff, right? Ready? I'm going to press the button and magic's going to happen. Watch, press the button and boom. See that? Nothing worse than pressing the button and the thing doesn't happen. Today we're going to be in the pressure cooker. And what I'm going to do today is work through with you some of the ideas that I have on taking on this challenge, this $300 challenge. And the $300 challenge is essentially this. If we come back to my face, it's essentially we're going to go with $300. And the rule is if all you got in the world is $300, how can you ever build a bankroll? That's the question, right? And came from a subscriber of Ken's, subscriber of mine. Ken and Waylon have already taken the challenge on. I'm going to start it when I get back. I have a cruise next week. When I get back, I should hopefully have my felts in. If not, it'll be the week after. But anyway, when I get back, we're going to start it. And the question is, how do you take $300 and make anything meaningful out of it? Okay. And the hardest part of this challenge is what Ken was talking about on his show yesterday, which is this. It's all you got. Like, I like to do these things and I'll reset. Try $300, didn't work, fuck, reset it. Didn't work again, reset it. It may take you 3 times to get out of the gate before you start moving. Okay. The issue with this challenge is you only get one shot at it. If you blow your $300 on day one, you're out of the challenge, and that you can't build a bankroll from that point forward. So I'm going to take 2 runs at this thing. I'm going to run 2 players at the same time, potentially back to back. We'll see. With different mindsets. And we talked yesterday about that mindset of one guy is going to, let me actually go to the screen. Let me open up my browser again. Hold on one second. I'm going to open this up. And I want to remind you of what I said yesterday before. Oh, geez, what the hell? Why did Safari open up? Seriously? Let me get to Chrome here. And let me go to the drive. I should have been more prepared, I guess, right? But it's what live TV is all about, betting projection. Here we go. Okay, let's get this going. I'm going to go here, and hopefully you'll see the browser. Well, that's ugly. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do effectively this. We're going to take the, come on, get out of my way. We're going to go here. Okay, so one of my players is going to play like the guy on the left. Okay, we're going to take the $300. We're going to buy in for about 25% of the $300. We're going to risk a quarter of our bankroll. So I'm going to get 4 cracks at getting started here. If I blow it 3 times in a row, I'm basically done, right? But the idea is to take $300, win about 15% or so, maybe 20%. Okay, take 75, win $15. $15 gets stacked on, and the bankroll has now built to 315. Then I can buy in for 80. Still trying to win about $15. If I do, it stacks on top. Now my bankroll is 330. We're going to build the bankroll with these little wins, right? We're going to risk a quarter of the bankroll doing something pretty safe. Not a lot you can do with $75, by the way. My other guy is going to approach it differently. He's going to take a bigger swing, the whole $300. We're going to risk the entire 300. Okay, every time. We're going to try and win 50%. That's where it's going to hurt. It's hard to win 50%. We're going to try and win 50%. So turn 300 plus 150 into 450 and do it again and do it again. When we get to 1,000, then we'll start taking less risk. We'll back it down. We'll give ourselves 2 bullets. And then we'll give ourselves, again, 5 bullets in a while. This guy's going to take a much bigger swing. He's going to use the whole bankroll to win more money. This might mean doing something really aggressive. This might mean doing something really passive for a very long time. Okay, that's how we're going to run the challenge. I'm going to run 2 guys side by side. I want you all to see the real grind of a partial buy-in from your master bankroll and a small win goal and a leveraging your entire bankroll to achieve a goal. We're going to look at both ways. I'm going to try and run things. As you'll see, the days that I use the entire bankroll, I may go out there with giant ass bets. I may not. Let's go see what some of the ideas actually are. So I'm going to run it here. And so what I'm thinking is this. I'm thinking we'll do things like on a 50-50 bet, I may run the 31. It's the only negative progression I actually like. I don't like doing full ladders. I feel like I run out of money too quick. 31 at least is scoped. On a red black, on a banker player, on a blackjack game, I may do a 31. Okay. I may do also on a 1-to-1 type bet, a 1-3-2-4 on the pass line, don't pass, whatever. I may do an RUP, a regression up and pull. I may do a straight up and pull. I may start at 2 and go up and pull to get to the goals. Those are my grinder ways. The horseman kind of treads the middle of that. I may play a lot of horseman. In craps, I'll play a lot of horseman because the horseman does what it does. It grinds it out. It ties or it grinds. It ties or it grinds. Whatever. We'll win our units with the horseman. With $75, I get 3 bullets. Okay. Or I get 2 if I ladder, which is interesting. If I go aggressive, it'll be a drawdown. It'll be either the Dallas drawdown or it'll be the duck and cover. One of the two will be the big money play. I'm not going to go out there 160 across and go on blast. I'm going to go out there 110 inside and come down, or 220 inside and come down. That's the plan for drawdown days. So with that said, I'm going to go to my table here and give you a look at kind of what I'm thinking. All right. So let me get down here and see what I can do. Bang. There's my table. Let's get rid of the mouse and the keyboard so you don't have to see that mess. And I'm not going to use the horn area or the horn area at all. So we're going to leave that be, but I will bet out here in the box. All right. Now I'm going to show you the kind of the ways I'm thinking of playing. I'll get some dice. I'll roll some just to kind of give you a sense of what it's going to feel like. I got to keep them out here so you can see the results. But let's get to it. First things first, I'm going to take 300 in green. Okay, there's the bankroll. We're going to put it over here. Can you see that or no? I guess maybe I'll put it down here. Maybe I'll put the bankroll where the odds go. You can see that, right? Everybody can see that. Even people on, oh, you know what? I think the people on vertical probably can't see that. So give me a second here. I'm going to go ahead and make that a little bit taller. So give me a sec here. There we go. How's that? Is that better? Move that down. That down. See that? That's how a show should work. All right. So our bankroll is here. There's $300 in green. I'll put the actual bank back over here. So I'm going to put the casino's money. I'm going to do in these chips because this will actually show you the profit in different colors. All right. So we're going to go first things first. If I want to do like a 31, okay, that's going to be about $150 if I'm doing this in red chips. Okay, so it's going to look like this. It's going to be this. It'll be 1, 1, 1, and then 2, 2, 4, 4, 8, and 8. And that's 31 units. It's going to be 8, 8 is 16. Plus, yeah, 16 right there. 8, 8, 16, 20, 4, 6, 8, 31. 31 units. That's $155. Okay, so it's really out of my bankroll. That would be half. If I'm doing the guy that's going to risk everything, right? I may risk everything this way. I may not go in $75. I may say, well, let's take half of the bankroll, basically half the bankroll, and go out there with $5 change, or $20 change rather, and attack the game this way. Okay, I'll take 155 out of my 300. We'll run a 31 negative progression. I'm going to win $5, $5, $5, maybe $15 as we go. That's what that plan would look like. Okay, I'm going to show you this. I will never do this, but I'm going to show it to you in the field. Can you see all the chips there? There's the 2 8s. Okay, I'm going to run in the field so you can see how this is going to work and how I'm going to manage the bankroll. So first we'll take our 1 unit bet. Okay, I'm just going to, again, I'm not doing this for real. This is not how I would do it, but I don't have any other way. What I really could do, honestly, is simulate Baccarat. You ready for this? If I simulate Baccarat, what's Baccarat? We always joke Baccarat's a coin flip, right? How about we say oddest player and even is banker? Okay, so we'll go odd player, even banker, follow the shoe, right? So there's odd, that's player. So this is a bet on player. Even, we lose. Go out again. I'll put in the come, right? Odd is, that was a banker bet, right? We followed banker, we lost. Now we go to player again. Player wins. So we win 1 and we parlay it. That's how The 31 works. We're still on player. We lose. Come back out with a 2-unit bet. Now we're on banker, right? We lose the banker bet. Good Lord, right? There's a banker bet. That's a banker win, parlay. We need an even number again. Banker. I think I'm on banker, right? There it is. Banker wins 4. There's my 3 that I lost plus 1 from the house. So what you get is this. There's 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, and there's my 1 unit in profit. The profit units will always be in the weird chip color. I won a unit. That's once, right? I have to do that 3, 4, 5 times to get to my goal, right? If this guy's trying to win $150 by risking the whole bankroll, right? I got to do that how many times? I got to do that like what, 15 times or whatever, right? That's going to be really tough to do. But if I'm doing this to win $15, I say, look, I'm going to take 75, win 15. Maybe we take the 115 or the 150 or the 105 here, 155 rather, and win $25. Maybe that's the way that we do it. That's one option we have. Okay. So again, the guy that's going to risk the entire bankroll to get it done is going to do it that way. He might do a little bit of a 31 negative to get through. All right. Now, the other thing we may do is a little RUP or a little 1-3-2-4. So again, if I go with a 1-unit bet, and again, the 1-3-2-4 looks like this. I'm going to take my quarter. We'll get some nickels. And let's do this as the $75 guy. The $75 guy has bought in for 25, 50, $75. Okay. He's going to try to make $15 doing one of the middle things, a 1-3-2-4, regression up and pull, or an up and pull. And here's how those 3 things look. And again, I'm going to make my decisions as we're playing. Okay. So the 1-3-2-4, you all should know it by now. It's going to be a 2-unit investment from me. Okay. What that means is, and again, we'll just go out here and we'll just say that, again, this could be blackjack, it could be Bach, whatever. Let's just roll the dice and say if it's an odd number, I win. Odd number, I lose. Even number, I win. We'll just do it that way. The 1-3-2-4 pattern is this. Watch. I win 1. That's bank money. And I add 1. There's 1 unit to 3 units. If I win in here, I would win 3 units. And I go back to a 2-unit bet. What does that look like? Well, if I take this back to my rack, there's my money because it's the right color. There's 2 units in bank money. That's profit. And I got 2 units in bank money out here playing. That's the 2-unit bet. Now this right here needs to be enough for me to go home with. So the 1-3-2-4 says this. On that 3-unit hit, if it's just a 1-3, I got 4 units in profit. If I buy in for $75 and I pull the 1-3 move off, I have to be done because my goal was $15. So really, the $75 player, the 1-3-2-4, if I ever get to this point where I have 3 units from bank money, I'm done. I have an extra unit. This goes into either the fun money account, like the excess account, or it goes back into the master account as an extra spiff. So instead of 15, I won 20 today, and the bankroll grows a little bit more than it maybe would have. Okay. The other option is to keep that one out there and let it run itself. Take the $15 guarantee, let the 1 unit maybe catch a little bit and run on its own. At the lowest level, when I'm at my base bankroll, I'm taking that thing home. Like again, this is money management, right? If I've turned $300 into $2,500, then yeah, I'm taking the extra money and I'm going to play it out and let it run. If I'm still building from 300 to get anywhere, I got to keep that, let the thing build up. That's the mentality. That's the 1-3-2-4. So really, if it's your first bet, it's going to net you 4, right? If I lose the first bet and I come out a second time, and again, it's a 1-3-2-4, right? So it's 1 pays the one that I lost. I add another 1 to it. And then I win that 3-unit bet. So it's 1-3. My second win gets my money back and 15 in profit, which is my goal. So the first 2, I can lose 1, win the second one, and I'm fine. Okay. If, however, on the 1-3-2-4, let's say we lose our first one, we lose our second one, Now we go to our third one. The third one, again, is the same thing. We win 1, we add 1. That's our 3. Okay. We're going to get paid again 3 units. And I gotta do this with the right colors. We're going to get paid 1, 2, 3. The way that works out. Okay. Again, there's our original money back and a 2-unit win, not at goal. What does that mean? The profit gets put out there. That's the 1 with a win. Our extra 1 comes out of the profit stack to get our 3. If we catch our 3-unit win, now we're out of here with a little extra dough. So if I lose more than 2 out of the gate, the 1, 3, 2, 4 has to go into bank money to make itself work. We have to use extra money out here to get it to work. If we're using our profits for it, we can take the extra hit, which is kind of cool. Okay, that's the 1, 3, 2, 4. Now, if I do a regression up and pull, it'll be a little bit different. The RUP on the 50-50 bet for me, it's a 3-unit starting bet because I want to be able to regress and then immediately go up. So watch what that means. To me, this is the way to start it. Some guys started at 2. I'm going to start it at 3. So a 3-unit regression up and pull looks like this. The first win, pay it from the bank money, is 3. Now, in our case, at $15, that would be the goal. You're done, right? But I'm going to show you the pattern so you can see it. Because if I lose the first one, we got to run the whole pattern, right? There it says there's a 3. What you do is you regress the first bet. Okay. Now, if I exchange the money, which I should do here, you'll see what I mean. I'm going to exchange these 2 for these 2. All that means is that my profit is over here in the bank's money, right? Now I've regressed from 3 to 2. If I happen to win again, I go up and I pull. If I happen to win again, I go up and I pull. And I continue doing that until this looks like my goal. Now I know that early in that sequence, my goal was actually out here. I had the goal, but let's pretend we're losing. Let's pretend that we had lost 4 or 5 of these things and I'm catching up. The RUP has to go up and pull, up and pull, up and pull a few times to get to where all of these can replace 2, 3, 4, 5 and have me at my goal. So we gotta do some bankroll rack management to watch where we are in this thing. And that's the RUP. To me, it starts at 3 because I want to take the first hit, right? And be able to regress right away. And my next hit starts the up and pull. If it's a 2-unit bet, what happens is this, by the way. You win 2 and you regress. This one here has to be a same bet. Then you get the third hit and now you can actually up and pull. I don't want to delay that. I want to get that one out of the way quicker if I can. So the RUP for me starts at 3, not 2. But again, you can do it as you want. If I'm up here at like $30 or $25, the RUP can simply go down to 15 and I can RUP from there with $5 at a time. Anyway, that's the RUP plan. Okay. The horseman, I'll do this. We're going to take the horseman. If I'm at $75, we can take 2 or 3 cracks at it. Okay. If I take 3 cracks at it, they're all $25 cracks. Okay. It'll be $10 don't pass and 3 come bets. If I lose that, I do it again. It's $25 per shot. Okay. Or I could do $50 on the second shot and go 10 or 20, 10, 10, 10. And take 2 cracks at it and be done. Burn the $75 in 2 shots if I want to ladder it or not. But to remind you how the horseman works, I need 2 dice for this one. Come out 7. Bummer. Put the rest of it out there as an FU bet. The point is 6. We just need a 7 to show up, right? And that'll be the whole, there's our 7. So there's our 3 units. Okay. What that means is 2 units on the don't, 3 units coming, and that 1 unit in profit. Run it again. The same level. We didn't lose. The same one. Now we're at a point of 5. First comeback. Lose. Second comeback. Oh my God. Lose. These friggin' Yahtzee dice, right? Third comeback is an 8. So now I've got a come 8 and a no 5. We can still get out of here and be just fine. There's a 10. There's another 10. There's a 6 that nobody cares about. There's the 5. So we're going to lose our don't. Puck's going to be off. This is going to be one of those ones we have to fight from asunder, right? There's the 6. How about a 9, huh? 4 or an 8 rather. 9. Golly. 9. 3 9s in a row. There's my 8. Okay, so I got a little bit of money back, right? So out of the 25 bucks, right, I have 15. So I'm down. I'm going to get this back here. I'm down 10. Right? It has to go aside, and we start a new one. Again, the horseman can do 2 things. I can play it again 2 more times. These are both 25-hour slugs, by the way. Or we can ladder it and go 20 on the don't and do 3 $10 come bets as they come. Let's try that. Just so you can see how it looks, right? There's a 10. Perfect. First come bet. 7 out. That's awesome, right? So we're going to pay ourselves from the bank. There's that. And there's that, which should put us back to square. 25 there. 25 there. 15 there. There's our money back. There's our 4 units in profit, and we're done with our 15 bucks, right? So I can do 1 and ladder or 3 different times. That's the horseman play. And again, both players that I'm doing can do that. If I'm at 300 bucks and the whole 300 is in here, it's probably a ladder. It's probably a 4 or probably a 4-step ladder to get him out. I'll be more aggressive when I've got more money to play with. If I'm buying them for 75 bucks, trying to win 15, different story. Okay. Now, for those of you curious about the drawdown plays, here's the drawdown plays. I'll show you exactly how I'm planning to do it. 1, 200, 300 bucks. Okay. The drawdown play will be this. Okay. The first one's going to be 220. Okay. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be 220 inside. I'll have $5 change. What I'm going to end up with is, I'll put this over here, is I'll have 75, 80 bucks for the next one. So if I don't hit this, right? If I don't hit this, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to have 75 bucks and he's going to have to take a different crack at it. All right, here we go. We'd come out to an 11, doesn't matter. 10, all right, points 10. Here we go. We're going to draw it down. I'll show you 2 ways to draw it down. Both ways are going to get me where I want to be, right? There's the point, of course, right? These Yahtzee dice. That's why I want to wait to do this till I'm on my real table. Get a more legitimate roll. These things I don't really. I think sometimes they look like they bounce, but they just kind of skip and they don't really roll. All right, there's an 8. So the 8's going to pay 70 bucks. We're going to take the 4 or the. I'm sorry, this should have been this way. Sorry, I'm crooked over here. That was the 8. So the 8 is going to pay 70 bucks, which is right out here. And we'll take either the 5 or the 9 down to a quarter. Okay, I'm looking for 2 hits at this level. Okay, bring this money back. We're looking for 1 more inside number, or we've got some money to play with for the next time. Okay, here we go. Another 8. That's fantastic. That pays 70 bucks, right? We got lucky. 75 for 5 is how that pays, and we're done. Okay. And the way that we're going to add up our money is this. There's 100. There's 200. There, I'm going to trade in a bank green for my own green. There's our money. This wins 125, 140, right? The 2 $7 wins is 140. Remember when I said we're going to buy in for 300 bucks, try to win about 150? There's how that works. That play, if the 2 inside hits come, you will win 140 bucks. That's your 50% win. That right there, I made that look easy. Doesn't always happen that way. A lot of times you lose the first one, whatever. If that happens, you're down to your 75 bucks and you're starting the whole challenge over at that teeny tiny level. You got to make that work. Okay, that's drawdown style 1. The other drawdown style is the same starting point. So we're going to go, I'm going to take a quarter for reds there. Give the bank their money back. This one will be the same thing, 220. Okay, still have 80 bucks left. Okay, this drawdown, take those same 2 numbers. We got the 8 twice that time, but the 9 is the point. This time what I would do is this. We'll take the $70 win. I'll do like this. I'll take our initial quarter back, right? So there's 50, 70 bucks coming back. And we're going to take the whole thing down to 110 inside. And we'll take another hit. They had rolled again that time. That's 35 bucks. And then we're done. What this looks like is this. If that worked, again, 2 inside hits, gets you 1, 2, there's your money back. And your profit this time is less because you drew down big, 50, 75, $105 is your profit. Okay, so that one didn't quite get us there. You'd have to do it again, right? What you probably do in this case is take this profit and go back out with a $30 6 and 8 and a $20. I guess I can do it. I guess I have enough money to do it, right? I don't have enough to go all the way. One of them's going to be light, but I can do like a $25 5 and leave the 9 naked and take another crack at this, right? So this needs another couple of hits. So we're going to have to go inside again. We catch a 6 for 35 bucks. And here what I probably do is I go from here into the other one. I'll draw down one of the inside numbers and go for the fourth crazy inside hit to really knock it out. There's another 9. That'll pay 15 for 1, and we'll call it, right? Now, with a pure profit play, there's 100, 25, there's my 150, 155. That's how we do the drawdown. We draw down big the first time, or we draw down with the duck and cover the first time, and they have to do it a second time. So the duck and cover makes you have to do it twice. The big drawdown makes you do it once. Just about risk management. Okay, that's the plays, right? So the big money guy is doing that because he wants to be out of here in 2 or 3 rolls. He's not going to try and ladder and play forever. He's going to try and get hit, and run away. This guy's scared about being there for too long. He's scared about having his bets exposed for too long. He's not worried about the size of the bets. He's not looking for adrenaline. He's worried about his bets being there too long. So he goes in bigger to take 2 bigger wins to be done versus the horseman who's going to grind for 30 rolls to make 20 bucks. This guy's going to sweat bullets for 2 rolls and make 150. Just a different mindset. The horseman guy can do it more often. If he loses, he's fine. If he loses, he's done. Okay, now that drawdown play will make more sense when the bankroll is bigger and I can do it with a third of my bankroll instead of my entire bankroll, right? The early days, this is going to be sweaty. It's going to take some luck on the first 2 days. After that, we'll be using bullets to make this happen. And again, getting out with a little bit of a quicker punch. That's the 4 plans, right? My grinder ways will be the 31, which is the only negative progression I'll probably play. It'll be a positive progression 1, 3, 2, 4, regression up and pull, which is 3 units at the start, or a straight up and pull from 2 units. One of those grinder ways will be the way that I play blackjack and baccarat and roulette. You'll see those almost all the time. That'll always be how I play those games. When I'm playing craps, it'll be either the horseman if I want to grind or a drawdown if I want to hit it and get out. That's it. And by the way, people ask me all the time, how do you play in the casino? This is how I play in the casino. The only ways I play are those. That's it. Like I'll sometimes drop an iron cross out there for fun. I'll sometimes do a little bit of hybrid if I want to test something out. 90% of the time, this is what I do. At a blackjack table, I'm 1, 3, 2, 4 or RUP. That's it. That's all I do at blackjack or baccarat. That's my betting system. That's it. Whether I follow the shoe or the chop or what, who gives a shit? It doesn't matter, right? It's a coin flip. That's my betting pattern on blackjack and bac. On the outside in roulette, it's very similar to that, right? If I do a negative, it's a 31 and I'm out for 150 or 155 or 310, I'm out. If I do a 31, I know exactly where I'm going to land when I win and when I lose. If I'm on the craps table and I'm playing with myself and a bunch of people I don't know, it's the horseman most of the time. The cruise ship that next week, it'll be horseman 90% of the time. When I add the dice, I trust myself a little bit, I might do some drawdown, right? That's it. This is hey, you know what? There's John's secret sauce. And you know what you don't have to do? You don't got to go to my website and fucking pay for it. I just gave it to you for free. There's all my ways of playing in one video for free. That's exactly the ways that I approach the games. No more complicated than that. Simple negative progression, simple positive progressions on wins, and 2 grinders on the craps table. One is a low limit grinder. One is more of a high limit grinder. That's it, man. That's all I do. That's how I'm gonna run this challenge. So if I lose early because the second guy had too big of bets, then I guess so be it, right? Then I guess my instinct was wrong on playing that way. But that's my plan. All right. Let me go. I gotta get that there. Let's go to questions and answers and take a look at what's in chat. What are y'all saying, if anything? Let's go to, I think, this one. There we go. Let's take a look. Rolled out a couple sessions of the challenge yesterday. Almost lost it all, going 450 to 700. I'm telling you that the early, if you're going to go the right side, like I showed you, the more aggressive player, you've got to win. You got to be 3-0. Otherwise, you're going to lose the whole 300. You got to be 3-0. Once you get to where you have the 1,000 quickly, now you have 2 bullets, and you work 2 bullets till you make about 2,000, and then you got 3 bullets. It becomes a lot easier once you earn the first couple of bullets. But boy, getting there is really hard, and that's the thing. It's like it's really tenuous and scary to get there early. But again, I think it's easier to get there. It's like the old math thing I told you guys before. If you have $100 and you want to win $100 and you go to the roulette table, your easier way to win $100 is to put it all on red. $100 on red, you got a 50-50 shot of winning $100. If you put $5 on red and you do some kind of negative progression for 18 hours, your chances of getting a $100 win out of that $100 is almost zero. It's like 0.2% or something like that. It's some crazy number. It's almost impossible to win 100 times more than you lose. That person almost never gets there. They can get $10 and $10 and $10 and over the course of many, many days grind it out. It's so difficult to get there. And that's why I prefer the bigger bet sizes for a much shorter period of time, even though the risk is higher. I'll take a 50-50 shot at $100 versus a 1 in 200 shot or 1 in 2,000 shot at $100. Just the way I look at it. All right. Let's see. Oh, look at this. Look who's here. Anthony's here. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Hope you're doing well. Let's go, yo. I need new plays. You got it wiped out. There it is. That's the way I play the field like baccarat. The problem with looking at the field like baccarat is that the field is it's far less than 50-50, 44%. So it's so much less than 50-50, you can't do it. It's just too hard. But these easy betting systems, when I say at the end of my show, keep it simple, stupid, that's what I'm talking about. Keep it as simple as you can. Easy, 1, 3, 2, 4, a 3-unit regression up and pull, a 2-unit up and pull, the 31, the horseman drawing down. There's no other way that you can play, in my opinion, that's safer or easier, that all turn out the same in the end. Okay. I could do that, Dan. I could go 66 inside for 1 hit and be done. That's an option, right? If I'm doing the $75 guy, I could do that. The problem is that the whole thing goes away in 1 hit. The idea behind the $75 guy, Dan, is to show grinder ways. Let's take $75 and grind through it $5, $6, $7 at a time, right? To show that that's a way you can do this too with money management. I want to demonstrate money management skills along with betting strategies at the same time. So that's kind of it. All right, 2 hits and down, lose the first bullet, second bullet, win 220. How do you recoup the 110 loss? That's what I was trying to show you. So I would go back out again and do something either different or reduce that size of the bullet. So if I lose the 220, go back out there at 110 and do the same thing. Do a duck and cover. 110. Reduce the 10, reduce the 10. That's your $70. Reset the board. Do it again. Do it again. When you've reset the board twice, you're back. And now you can go back out there full bullet. You just got to do the same thing a couple of times in a row. So I have not, Louis, done anything with Crash of the Cure yet this year. I actually haven't thought much about it. Last year was such a drain mentally. I've just kind of put my brain on pause. So I haven't even thought about it yet. If and when I do it, it'll probably be the weekend of September 12th again, or thereabouts. Somewhere between the dice, the casino tiers events and whatever else. I don't know yet. I haven't decided when. I may do it from here in the house. It may not go to Casino Quest and make it a whole thing. And just making it a whole thing is a lot, man. It's a lot. It's so much money in terms of all the tchotchkes I had to buy, and I probably spent $5,000 or $6,000 on non things that didn't go to charity, just putting the event together. So we'll see. It got bigger than I could probably manage it, and afford to put on. So it's tough, but I'll do my best to do it. All right, Lou, since you're here, you can bring us out. Tell us what we're going to end the show with, Lou. You know, the last slide is yours. The last slide is always Sweet Lou's. It's staying focused, man. Right? Follow the plan. Right? Observe the conditions, and by observe conditions, I don't always mean hot table, cold table. People think I'm talking about hot or cold tables. I'm not. In some cases, sure. I'm looking at the rules of the table, the minimums, my bankroll, my emotional state. The conditions around me matter big time, right? My emotions are in control. I understand the game and the odds. And of course, we're going to all stay disciplined, right? Keep in focus. All right. That's the show for today. I'll see you guys on, not this week coming up. I'll be on a cruise. The week after that, I'm back. Hopefully, cross fingers, with some new felts, and I can actually run some stuff when I get back. So if not, it'll be the week after. But I'll be here in a week, no matter what. Enjoy my time off. You enjoy my time off. You don't got to listen to me anymore. And I'll see you when I get back. Wish me luck. Bye, y'all.